grand jury prize in Sundance, as well as a special jury prize here in Toronto at Hot Docs. This film, on a macro level, is very timely of the moment, and on a micro level, really examines what families go through, immigrant refugee families, and the bonds that they share to stick together and survive in their new landed country. And I think it's one of the most important films that we have in the Canadian market this year. It's my great pleasure to welcome Sophie Deraspe.
I'm so grateful to be part of TIFF 2015. Thank you. It's a privilege, and I won't be long. I hope this film will fetch you something you leave with at the end. And if you want to continue discussion, I'll be here with lead actress Nahéma Ricci, who's part of the Rising Stars. This year, too, she's so I enjoyed the screening.
We'll be welcoming back to the front the director of Antigone, Sophie Deraspe. And Sophie is joined by the lead actor, Nahéma Ricci. We have some time for questions from the audience, but before I open it up to you guys, I wanted to start by asking a couple of questions. And I thought I would start with you. You didn't just direct the film, you wrote it, you edited it, but I was very curious about the idea of bringing together the story of Antigone told by Bertolt Brecht in this case, with the story of refugees. If you could tell us a little bit about the idea of bringing those two together.
Actually, it's true, Bertolt Brecht did a wonderful adaptation of Antigone, but at first it's Sophocles. And Antigone has been adapted since more than 2,000 years ago. And when I first read it, I was in my early 20s, and I was really struck by the strength, the intelligence, the courage of a young woman who has nothing of what we consider power, like she has no title, no money, no army, but she has only what she believes in, and she stands against the state, she stands against authority, and yes, it's a tragedy, but at the same time, I think it's tragic, but it's uplifting. And that's what happened to me when I first read Antigone, and that's why I thought it was so contemporary, and I wanted to, at that time, I didn't know I would make films, but I knew I would do something related to art, and that it would stay with me. I had this intuition until I found the idea how to bring it in my contemporary book.
And why a Brecht adaptation? Because it is a Sophocles story, but why Brecht's adaptation?
I'm sorry, I don't know where you pick Brecht. It says at the end, I thank Sophocles, I thank Bertolt Brecht and Jean Anouilh, who also did a wonderful adaptation for those who speak French. And those three adaptations nourished mine, but I would say Sophocles is the original.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm from the credits, I was stuck on the Bertolt Brecht.
But he's wonderful, he's very fun.
Nahéma, I wanted to ask you, because this is one of your first sort of big roles, if you could talk about what the process was like of getting inside of this character.
I was quite fortunate because I had a lot of time on my hands to think and work with Sophie as well. And I think I did, I didn't have proper acting training, so I felt like I had to try, and I was really inspired as well by the other versions, the other adaptations of Antigone. Sophie, she showed me the next one that I didn't read before, and I got very inspired and very moved by it. But otherwise, I was asking, I have a lot of friends who are actors, and I was asking to them, like, how do you create a character? How do you do that? What's your method, you know? And I was very open to understanding how others do it. And there was this friend that she told me, you know, I do something really simple, and I just try to imagine what they have for breakfast. And I was like, what does Antigone have for breakfast, you know? And after weeks of, you know, after I had like the bigger picture, I remember, I think I woke up one morning or I fell asleep one day and I knew it, you know? I knew what she would have for breakfast. It's like, it's just, at the end you try to control and you try to work, and something just are revealed by themselves. Yeah.
The question was, what part of the research was the hardest? Was it looking into Middle Eastern culture or into like the justice system?
It was like the most research I did was about the legal system, I'd say, because that is where the story, which is like a tale in a way, but it's into some social realism. So I wanted it to feel true to what it is, like having to deal with the system being like the police, how that is a young person arrested, what happens next, the judicial system, and then the carceral system. She's in the youth center, so I did a lot of research for that part, and the rest, it came more naturally. It came more out of you know intuition and script writing, and of course when I did at first I didn't know it would be a family from Kabylia part of Algeria, and it's not so important in the script because we don't speak so much about it. The important thing is that it's a family who had experienced tragedy before, and now they felt like their life was okay, safe, maybe not so comfortable, but cool enough. But tragedy strikes again, and then they're not safe anymore. They're not. It's not their country anymore. They are threatened. So yeah, and the cultural part of it, like cultural idiosyncrasies, were happened a lot, like with casting too, with mixing what I knew of people of Kabylia, and also the actors themselves. It brought a lot of.
So how did you find everybody?
But I knew I wouldn't find them via traditional agents. So, but it's changing, I think. But now Nahéma has an agent, for example. But yes, I did a wild casting, so via social medias, with the help of teachers who teach those young people, like from age 16 to 25, like the family I wanted to create. So I had a lot of applications, and more than 800. Most of them out of Montreal and the area of Montreal, some of them out of Paris and North Africa, but then I had to say sorry. And I wanted young people also speaking French the way we speak in Quebec, so we would feel that they are they feel at home in this country. They speak the language, they know the rules, and so out of those 800 and more applications, I met with a colleague. We met 300 of them, and then I continued working with a smaller amount of actors. I think we cannot call them non-professional actors anymore. They are actors. They really did the job. But yes, we had many weeks of. That's that's a good thing. We had time, and I asked my producers, like, it's very important that we start this, like doing the casting early, even when we didn't have our like full budget, and because it was, I knew it was so important to cast so the family would be, I don't know, they would have already like a relationship and even love, and I was really happy you had it. Even when we were not shooting, I felt you were together, you were caring for one another, you had fun together. Yeah, true?
Did you want to speak a little bit to the process of actually making the film?
Making the film or the casting?
Either one, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk about the film. Yeah, I think it was really interesting to have people that it was basically most of us, it was the first experience on a movie set. And you know, Rachida, the grandmother, same thing she always dreamt of, and she never, you know, she didn't dream of the way that I was dreaming about it, you know. So I felt like we all really wanted to be here, and we all really wanted to give everything we had and to really seize that opportunity and to. So yeah, there was something coming out of that. I don't know, that feeling.
No? Okay, so the question was about the end, and if you always knew you were going to end it this way, or because she's familiar with the story of Antigone but didn't expect it to end the way it did.
Well, Antigone, it's a tragic play, so it ends with death, all of them. And I didn't want to end it that way because I felt it was necessary. But it's the end of a life that they wanted to build in this country. So that's how it ends. But at the same time, just the way I felt when I read Antigone, I wanted it to be uplifting. I wanted it I wanted the audience to stay with the courage of Antigone, the fact that she stays true to her, to what she believes in, to her value. I think even if it may be sad that she leaves the country because she decides to stay with her family. So it's tragic, but at the same time, it's not, because she stays true, she stays whole.
What is your commentary on Quebec society through this film?
At first, I did not aim at doing a political commentary. It was more, or not specifically about the situation of the immigrant situation, but Antigone is really like the essence of Antigone. It's a young woman who stands against the law of man because of what she believes. It is stronger than the laws that are written, and so it's when it happened, just like it happens in many North American Western cities. It happened in Montreal in 2006 that a young man was gunned down by the police accidentally in a park, and his brother was charged and threatened of deportation. And I felt, okay, when I read about that situation, I felt, oh, it reminded me of the two brothers, Antigone's two brothers, and I just felt, okay, this is a setup that works for Antigone. So if one of the sister was Antigone, what would she do for her family? So it is more. I know it addresses the situation of immigration in our country, but at the same time, I didn't target specifically Quebec or Montreal, or I think it's more general and it's more